What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. We are here, guys, to do something that I haven't done in a while. Another top 10 list. We haven't done those since last year, so now we're doing another one. And of course, we need someone to help us out with it. So we have...
Hello.
You hit the camera.
Okay.
We have Ethan back, guys, who has been in my last top 10 video of the movies that we like that everyone else hates. So now, let's do something that's a bit interesting. Talking about our 10 movies that we personally didn't like or find overrated that everyone else, the critics and the audiences, love. Now, this is going to be interesting because none of us have basically know what we put on our list like usual. So, don't kill us about our opinions, guys. This is our opinion of our movies that we didn't like that everyone else basically loves.
If you don't like what we said, go for it. Just blast it all in the comments.
Yeah, just express your opinion.
Express your hate.
But the thing is, it's not going to change. But let us know your list. What movies that you personally didn't like that everyone else loves?
Okay.
So...
I'm not going to look...
Okay.
Excited, alright?
Actually, you know what? Let's start with you.
Me?
Yeah, let's start with the guest. Alright, so we're going to start off with
Can I briefly mention my honourable mentions?
Yes, we're going to start off now with dishonourable mentions and get to our actual top 10. So don't judge us, guys. This is our personal opinion.
Go ahead, judge us. I don't care. Or judge me. I don't care.
And we basically don't know their picks, so we'll probably be surprised. Hopefully we don't kill each other in this video. Okay. Honourable mentions, go Ethan.
Alright, so we got E.T. I never really was a fan of that film. I never understood how that was just amazing.
Oh my god.
Even as a kid, I just couldn't get into it.
This is going to be a fun list.
The Blind Side. I just thought that movie was... I had to watch that in year 12, and I just thought it was kind of... I thought that was kind of average.
I kind of agree with that.
And yes, I never...
It is a bit overrated.
The Killing, which was one of Stanley Kubrick's early films. So, like, that was his third film. This is what he did. He did after the Killer's Kiss and before Paths to Glory. The Killing, I couldn't get into it. I know it's one of those heist films I just couldn't resonate with. Die Hard 3, or Die Hard with a Vengeance. As a film, yeah, sure, it's technically fine, but as a Die Hard film, I'd rather watch Die Hard 2 because I think that's just more fun to me personally. Die Hard 3,
I fucking love Die Hard 3.
Die Hard 3 was just one of those movies I found to be like, a lot of people praise it, but I just don't get it. And my last honorable mention is Bride of Frankenstein. Out of the classic Universal monsters, Bride of Frankenstein, I'm not a massive fan of this one because, well, it's called Bride of Frankenstein, but, spoiler alert, the bride doesn't come until the end.
Yeah, spoiler alert, guys. This will contain some spoilers too, some of our picks.
Yeah, sure.
Man, I can't believe you put E.T.
Okay.
I love E.T. Die Hard 3, I'll let you go with that one. But I love Die Hard 3. Okay, my dishonorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, oh, my phone turned off. Hang on a second. Okay, my dishonorable mentions. Hereditary. Now, I don't hate Hereditary. I do think it is a bit overrated. A lot of people consider it as one of the best horror films of the last decade. I think it took it, in my opinion. I don't know if you'll kill me for this one. The Babadook.
Never seen it.
I'm not a fan of the movie. A lot of people are giving so much shit about that film. I find the film, in my opinion, boring. Moonlight. Why did Moonlight win Best Picture? La La Land deserves Best Picture. But Moonlight, it's like Babadook. I find it boring in my opinion.
I was thinking of putting La La Land on my list.
Good that you didn't.
Close.
Prometheus.
I don't blame you. That movie was kind of boring.
It was boring as shit. I didn't enjoy that movie.
Agree. Yeah, it really was.
Alien Covenant was better.
Even that film
Justin will disagree with that, but I love Alien Covenant. Suicide Squad.
Actually, you know what? I really like that film.
The audiences mostly loved it, so that's why
that's my favourite out of the DCEU.
It's really weak.
I like it because it's different.
I still enjoyed moments from it, but yeah, it is a little bit too hyped.
I enjoy it.
Two musicals that are my dishonorable mention. One of them is Hairspray.
I didn't mind it.
A lot of people love this film. It's just... I don't know. There's something about the music that really annoys me. And the last one, Mamma Mia.
Meh. I liked it as a kid.
I like the second one a little bit more, in my opinion. The first one,
isn't that like the same film?
No, at least the second one has a bit of story to it. Like, talking about Meryl Streep's backstory. The first one has no story. It's just a wedding and just ABBA songs. Alright! Let's get to our top 10 movies that we basically know are fans of, that everyone else likes. Now, respect our opinions, guys, because you ain't seen nothing yet. So, Ethan, let's start off with our number 10.
Okay, my number 10, you don't know this one. I don't think you know this one. It's a classic musical.
Okay.
It's called Showboat. This one has Howard Keel, Katherine Grayson, and like, what's that guy's name from Some Like It Hot that said, well, nobody's perfect. You know, that guy. This musical, it is very well known. It's one of those classic MGM musicals. Like, but this one, the songs, I'm not a fan of those. I thought the songs were just really weak. And especially for like those classic MGM like musicals from like the early 50s and like the 40s and that. I just thought this one was just quite weak compared to like the ones of like Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire. I just thought this one was
Gene Kelly was in that one.
No, he's not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't heard of that musical.
It's not the best. It's a remake.
Okay. Well, my number 10 is an animated film.
Yeah. Now,
this is an anime film that, at least the first one, a lot of people loved. In my opinion, I hate this franchise all the time, and that is Ice Age.
I never really got into that either.
Ice Age is just overrated.
Okay.
Now, I'm really not a fan of the characters in the film. I don't like Sid at all. I find him like the Jar Jar Binks.
What's the one that was... What was that little... Was that a squirrel that was always after that?
Scrat. That's probably my favourite part of these movies. I want to see Scrat's own movie, honestly.
Scrat the movie.
Yes.
But that's not going to happen because of Blue Sky is gone.
Yeah, Blue Sky is basically gone now.
So no more Ice Age.
No more Ice Age.
It's a shame.
And no more Blue Sky movies. And
nah.
It's a shame because I grew up with Blue Sky Studios.
Same.
Obviously the rest of the movies are not as loved as the first one, but the first one, I find it cliched. It's basically another one of those taking someone to their location.
Forgettable.
It's just forgettable.
Yeah, much like the rest of those
I
films.
did like it as a kid, but in my opinion, it did not hold up.
I think I saw the second and the third one in the cinema, but
Didn't you say the second Ice Age was your first?
I think from memory, I think Ice Age 2 was the first film I saw in the cinema, but I barely remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen Ice Age 2 in cinema.
But the third one was better.
Oh no, interruption.
You do your other one.
Interruption.
A few minutes
back.
Sorry for the interruption, guys.
It's alright, so my mum was just calling me.
She just wants to check on him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I got to say about Ice Age. So, Ice Age is my number 10. Now, it's number 9. So, Ethan, what you got for your number 9?
Let's have a look.
What's your number 9?
So, my number 9 is the original Halloween. It's
what the fuck?
But listen,
Justin will hate you for this.
I know Justin's. Yeah, I know he's not gonna like this, but this is just me. I have to be honest. I'm not the biggest horror fan, but I can watch these films. Like I think Halloween. Look, I think it's fine. I think it's okay, but I don't love it. I never understood why this film was just praised to like a certain degree where it's just like as if like it's the greatest horror film of all time. Like I never really.
I wouldn't go that far.
I think it's because I don't really resonate with it. I don't hate it. I think I just don't resonate with it, like other people do. But that doesn't mean I don't think it's a bad film. No way. Maybe technically it's good, but just not for me. But I can appreciate it. But I'll still buy the Blu-ray because I like collecting.
He loves Blu-rays.
I mean, I'm gonna buy them all anyway. I bought Halloween, Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, and Resurrection on Blu-ray the other week.
You seriously got H2O?
I bought those.
Those movies suck.
$15 eBay.
$50.
15.
Oh my god.
But it was worth it. But I'm still gonna get all these films on Blu-ray because I love collecting.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I told you this. I told you this is gonna be a fun list. Yeah, Justin will kill you for this. I would agree it wasn't the best. I would agree it's definitely not the best horror film of all time. I would agree with that. But
I don't know.
I love Halloween. All right. Well, what a coincidence because my number 9 is also a horror film.
Yeah.
Another horror film franchise that a lot of people seem to enjoy. A lot of people say this is one of the scariest movies ever made, and I don't get it. It literally wasn't scary, and that is Paranormal Activity.
No, I didn't get into that.
Freaking not a fan of the Paranormal Activity movies, especially the first one. Obviously, the first one's the most loved, so I'm putting the first one on the list. It's not scary! A lot of people say it's one of the scariest movies ever made.
Man, I'd rather watch Hostel. I think that's even scarier. I'm scared to go to freaking
we just get objects falling off in a distance, and that scares people. I don't get it.
Yeah.
The only thing that actually was scary about the film was the ending. Where you see the husband died and I forgot what the woman's name is. But she got possessed and she came to the camera looking scary. That was the scariest part of the movie. And the dragging out of bed scene. But the rest, it's just boring as shit. Like, nothing really happens. It's just going, night 1, night 2, night 3. Something happened. Like a little tiny scare happens. Night 4, night 5, big scary thing happened. That's just something falling off. But, yeah, Paranormal Activity, there's really nothing to say. It's just not scary. A lot of people praise the first one because it's one of the scariest films ever made. I honestly don't get the Paranormal Activity movies. I don't find them scary at all. So that's why the first Paranormal Activity is on my number 9. Now, it's time for number 8. So, Ethan, what you got for your number 8?
Alright, well, let's have a look.
Hopefully not worse than Halloween.
Alright, so my number 8 is The Shining.
It is fucking worse than Halloween! How dare you! The Shining's a masterpiece! What are you talking about?
Alright, let me explain. The reason why I'm not a fan of The Shining, again, kind of like Halloween, yeah, technically it's probably great, but the whole premise of Jack Nicholson's character just going insane in a hotel, and just the transition from his normal self to being insane, I just never thought that was just amazing.
I'm guessing you're not. I'm guessing you're not a big Stanley Kubrick fan.
I like Stanley Kubrick.
I
like Paths of Glory. I like Eyes Wide Shut.
Okay.
I like A Clockwork Orange.
God, it's worse than Halloween. I much
love
prefer Halloween than this.
Kid. I think that's a great movie to watch as a kid.
Obviously, 2001.
Clockwork Orange.
Oh, I heard that movie's disturbing. I haven't seen that.
Huh?
I haven't seen Clockwork Orange.
I first watched it when I was 13.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I heard it's disturbing as hell. I can't believe you put The Shining. Oh my god.
I don't care.
Okay. Okay, The Shining. Okay.
It's kind of boring.
Okay, my number 8. Yeah, my number 8 is an anime film. Another animated film on my list. I think some people could agree with me on this because there's some people that find this overrated, so I'm counting this on the list because the critics loved it, and it did win Best Animated Film in the Oscars. My number 8 goes to Frozen. Now, the thing about Frozen, everyone praises one of the better Disney films of all time.
It had some catchy songs in it.
It had, but honestly, over The Lion King, over Beauty and the Beast, over Aladdin, honestly, I like Tangled way better than Frozen. I love Tangled. I think Tangled has better songs, has better characters, it's not cliche. I find Frozen very cliche. Frozen 2 I liked better for some reason, because I find it different than the first movie. Obviously, Ethan disagreed with that.
I've never seen the second one.
It's good, the second one. I didn't mind the second one.
The first movie I just didn't care for.
Let It Go is one of the most overrated songs of all time.
What about Do You Want to Build a Snowman?
I'd rather listen to that than Let It Go. Let It Go, everyone's like praising the shit out of Let It Go. And I was like, what makes a song...
The song's alright.
I didn't like it.
It's alright.
And every time I hear the lyrics, I'm just like, no, it's Let It Go, no. No, and my sister...
the start of that movie... Yeah, the start of Frozen, how they were like doing something with ice, a bunch of these men.
Yeah.
That made me really thirsty.
I
just want to drink some water.
Yeah, the characters are... Yeah. I don't mind Elsa. You know, like Elsa is pretty cool. Anna, I find her annoying.
Yeah.
Like, and the other characters, Olaf I find annoying as well, in my opinion. He gets better in Frozen 2, in my opinion. I didn't like him in the first one. At first I find him like the Jar Jar Binks of Disney movies. I'm sorry, don't kill me for this, guys. I love Josh Gad. But, yeah, Frozen, I honestly do not understand why people liked it. I guess it's because the animation was great and the songs are great. But the story overall is just a bit cliched. So, number 7. So, what's your number 7, Ethan?
Let's have a look.
Let's hope it doesn't get worse.
Okay, so my number... Where was I?
7. Leave your phone out.
Alright, so my number 7 is Skyfall.
Okay.
Here's the problem I have with the Daniel Craig films. You start with Casino Royale, best Daniel Craig Bond film, and then you get to Quantum of Solace, which is a continuation, so you could count that as one film, but then you get to Skyfall where he's like an older agent. He's a rookie, but then you get to like this older guy. Like, we're missing some films in between. I just think that's just wrong. Skyfall should have come out like later. But anyway, with Skyfall, I think that movie is just I find it to be a bit dull.
What do you think of Harvey Bardem as?
Oh yeah, actually, he's one of the best parts out of Skyfall.
I loved him in Skyfall.
The gadgets were just not that great. They weren't as like they're way too simple. Like, come on, we went from like these cool gadgets from like starting with the briefcase from Russia with Love, or like these watches, like the watch with the razor from, I forgot what it was. I don't know my watches very well, but I'm a Bond fan. The one from Live and Let Die, or like the one with the laser from GoldenEye, which, well, that's not the first Bond watch to have a laser. That goes to Never Say Never Again. But like, there's so many great gadgets out there. But just like, come on, a radio.
I obviously think
really.
I do think Casino Royale is better.
And yeah, and come on, there's no gun barrel at the start. You gotta have a gun barrel. Like, okay, with Casino Royale, that's fine.
That's the best gun barrel.
That's an exception. With Quantum of Solace and Skyfall not having the gun barrel at the start, if it's a James Bond film, you have to have the gun barrel at the start.
Yeah,
no exception. Spectre, they had a gun barrel at the start.
Spectre did it.
I give props to Spectre, even though that film has some problems. I prefer Spectre over Skyfall because, to me, it feels like a James Bond film. Skyfall and Quantum of Solace, like, they kind of feel like they're going for this Jason Bourne vibe, which I thought, come on, it's James Bond. This is not the place for it. You know, it's just... there's so much I could go on about Skyfall. I know that sounds lazy, but... It'll take too long.
You should do like a whole rant review on Skyfall.
Nah, it's been done before.
Well, I like Skyfall.
I mean, there's some moments that it's fine. Technically, yeah, it's a great film.
I would
not for me.
I just noticed, like, yes, Quantum of Solace and Skyfall do not have the gun barrel scene.
Yeah.
But I love Adele's the Bond song in Skyfall. I think Adele's Skyfall is great.
I don't mind it. But here's the thing, like, these people, these Bond fans, or they're not Bond fans, but like these people, they like, when they talk about James Bond, they say like, oh, Skyfall's the best Bond film ever. Like, come on, like, haven't you seen like For Your Eyes Only, or Goldfinger, or The Spy Who Loved Me, or License to Kill, the Living Daylights, or Octopussy? Have you, like, come on, Dr. No from Rush for Love. There's so many. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, that's a classic. There's so many other great James Bond films other than Skyfall.
You know, I reckon,
like, come on.
I reckon, like, maybe leading up to No Time to Die.
Rank every single James Bond film.
There's too much Bond films to rank.
I'll help you.
I would love to do a top 5 Bond films. Come on.
We'll rank them all.
Anyway, that's for another story. So, yeah, that's Ethan's rant on Skyfall. My number 7 is also a movie that came out the same year as Skyfall. It came out in 2012. This is a superhero film. Love this character so much, and when I heard that this is a reboot, when I heard that this superhero is getting a reboot, I was honestly like, why didn't we get the 4th installment in the franchise that is a rebooting? My number 7 goes to the... sorry, I listened for a minute. My number 7 goes to The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, a lot of people gave The Amazing Spider-Man, I can't even say it. A lot of people give The Amazing Spider-Man praise. A lot of people say Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
No, he was okay.
I never liked him as Peter Parker. He literally acts like a crackhead in class. Like, I get it. They're going for the Ultimate Spider-Man comics because he is a skateboarder in the comics. I get that. Yeah. But Peter just...
Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire was definitely better. Even Tom Holland I find better than Andrew Garfield. I think Tom Holland was a great Spider-Man.
I don't like Tom Holland.
My dad loves Tom Holland.
Nah.
Yep, it's just basically a rehash of the first Spider-Man movie. It does the exact same moments. And the problem is, the marketing of the film marketed this film as an untold story. And there's nothing untold about it. I guess Peter's parents, but they didn't bring it up. Uncle Ben's death. There's a moment where Peter is literally finding the killer of Uncle Ben and they didn't bring it back. And now we got the Lizard, which I think is probably the worst Spider-Man villain in the entire series. Because you know what his motivation is? He wants to turn cops into lizards. That sounds more like
sounds lame.
That sounds more like an Adam West Batman plan.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, that sounds like an Adam West Batman thing here. The villain plan sucks. Like, at least in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Electro kind of looks cool. And, like, yeah, Dane DeHaan was terrible as Green Goblin, but, you know, he has a motivation. He wants revenge on Peter Parker. Ray Zivin, as the Lizard, just wants to turn cops into lizards.
Ben DeHaan, was he in the first
And people
Amazing
like
Spider-Man?
this movie. And
was he
people
in the first Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
The first one's with the lizard. And also, the suit in this movie sucks. Everyone said it looks like a basketball suit. I definitely agree with the suit. The suit looks awful. Really no offense to the suit of the movie. But yeah, this movie got like almost 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. So this does count as movies that a lot of people like.
By the way, I love the black Spider-Man outfit from Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3 was way better.
I love Spider-Man 3.
I love Spider-Man 3 too.
That is my favourite Spider-Man film.
So,
I love it.
Not going to drag on, like Skyfall did. I'm not going to drag on. Yeah. The Amazing Spider-Man is on my number 7. Now, time for our number 6. Ethan, take it away.
Alright, let's have a look.
What's your number 6?
Alright, so my number 6 is Inglourious Bastards.
Motherfucker!
This is my least favourite Tarantino film. It's the one I watched... Okay, so when I watched all of his films, this is the one I watched the last. This is the one that I just didn't care that much about. I mean,
Man, you got really, like...
Man, I just...
You got a lot of risky movies on your list.
It really doesn't grab me. I know it's just... You know, they go kill Hitler. Yeah, that was really cool to see.
I fucking love
Hitler getting blown, Hitler's head getting blown off, but the rest of the film, it just... I don't know, it just didn't really click well with me. I'd rather watch... Okay, so these are my 2 least favourite Tarantino films. Inglourious Bastards and Kill Bill. Kill Bill, because I'd rather watch that over Inglourious Bastards. But out of those 2 films, I'd rather watch Death Proof. Actually, I kind of enjoy Death Proof. I'd rather watch it.
I'm out of here.
So yeah.
Guys, this is our opinion, okay? Like,
I'm just telling you how I feel.
Yeah, we're being honest here.
This is how I feel about it.
Even though I'm mad about your opinions, I do respect them.
Yeah. Okay.
It's your opinion. Now I got my opinion.
It's just me.
Well, my number 6 is based on a movie franchise that I love. Every franchise had to have its list. And everyone loves every single movie of this. So I'm going to count this as that movie. Actually, it's a coincidence because number 6 is the 6th installment in this franchise. My number 6 goes to Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Now...
I don't even remember it.
I just love your reactions, just like... Yeah, my reaction's like, what?
I think with your films, I agree with them so far.
Yeah. And I disagree with most of your picks.
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Now, people don't love this movie as much as the other Harry Potter movies, but it's still got good reviews. I find this movie boring as shit. Like, after Order of the Phoenix, which I really freaking love, it gone from this movie about Harry finding Ginny, his girlfriend. Like, I hate the chemistry between Harry and Ginny. I always think Harry and Hermione should be together. That's just my fandom thing. Because think about it. They both are close friends. They're both smart. They would connect well with each other. Not freaking Ron. Yeah, not freaking Ron. What does Ron even do?
What's wrong with Ron?
Everything
What's wrong with Ron?
Everything is wrong with Ron. Everything's wrong with Ron.
Bit of a tongue twister.
Who likes rats?
Rats.
He has a rat. Like, who fucking loves rats? Hang on.
Ron does.
Yeah, but technically it was Peter Pettigrew. The rat became it. Anyway. Yeah, Ron I find overrated. But anyway, talking about Half-Blood Prince. Yeah, it's mostly a movie about romance, about puberty. The only best scene in the movie is Dumbledore's death. They did that really, really well. It is probably the saddest scene in the series. But
the only bit I remember, because this movie was just so freaking forgettable, the only bit I remember was his name? Snape? He said, "I am the Half-Blood Prince."
Yep.
That's the only thing I remember.
No shit.
I don't remember anything. Oh, I may remember the bit where, like, Dumbledore dies.
Yeah, that's one of the most.
And that's it. That's all I remember.
That's one of the most heartbreaking scenes.
That's all I remember.
That's the only bit I love. I hate the color schemes as well. It's all brown and grey comparing to the other movies. This is one of the most dull looking. But yeah, Harry Potter Half-Blood Prince, I find it boring as shit. And then Deathly Hallows Part 1, Part 2 picked it up with the Harry Potter series. So yeah, Harry Potter and Half-Blood Prince is definitely my least favourite in the series, and it's my number 6. Alright! Top 5. Yeah. These are the movies that we both not like, that everyone else loves. Ethan, I am so pumped to see what you have in your top 5 list.
Okay.
Because it's going to get crazy, I can tell. I can really, really tell.
Alright, well...
Ethan, what's your number 5?
Let's have a look.
Let's go.
My number 5 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you were going to say the first one.
I don't even like the first one either.
Volume 2, talk about that.
The reason why I don't like these films because I feel like the film is really driven by the soundtrack, and I don't like how it's just like, oh yeah, let's go into battle and they're gonna play this song. They're gonna let's play this. I'm gonna play a cassette and Groot dancing around to that song, and like I just
Is that why you hate it?
Yeah.
Like what about Kurt Russell and all that?
Oh yeah, sure, but that's only one. That's only one little bit. That's why I don't like it.
Well, Volume 2 I understand because it's
both Volume 1 and Volume 2, but I don't like. I prefer Volume 1 more, but that's not much. But not by much.
So Volume 2 is technically your pick.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I fucking love Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, my number 5.
No.
At least it's not the first one. It's on the actual list. It's the second one I accepted. My number 5 also came out in 2012, like The Amazing Spider-Man did. Now, this is the thing that pisses me off in 2012 the most. This is, probably Ethan will know, it's a Pixar film.
What came out in 2012?
It's a Pixar film. It came out after Cars 2. Everyone will know what it is by now. My number 5 is Brave.
Oh, that one.
Now,
I've never seen it.
The reason... Good. The reason why
I'll watch it.
Yeah, watch it if you want.
At some point.
I don't even care. The reason why I put it on my list, on my number 5, because this fucking film right here won Best Animated Film in the Oscars over freaking Wreck-It Ralph. I'm not kidding.
I like Wreck-It Ralph.
I love Wreck-It Ralph. And Brave won Best Animated Film. Why? It's because it's a Pixar film?
It's the Pixar award.
Well, why not Wreck-It Ralph?
Because it's Pixar.
Wreck-It Ralph was much better. Fuck Pixar in that stage.
Wreck-It Ralph should have had the Pixar logo on it. Then it would have been
I don't think it would make any difference because Brave...
Just slap the Pixar logo on the
It should be the other way around. But Brave, I find super overrated. It started off really good that Merida wants to be an archer. I like that aspect. And then the movie ruins itself by... I'm gonna spoil it. Sorry, Ethan. Not too much of it.
This is Brave, I don't care.
Yeah. In the middle of the movie, Merida wants to change her fate. She wants to change her mom because she doesn't connect well with her mom. So this witch gave the mom, well, technically gave Merida, and Merida gave the mom this cupcake. I don't know if it's a cupcake or a muffin or something like that has a curse in it. And obviously when she eats it, it's going to change the mom. And she turns into a freaking bear. And the concept is mother and daughter with this bear cliched. And guess who the villain is in this film?
Who?
A fucking bear.
Why was I just thinking that?
Every Pixar villains, like Syndrome, or Sid, yeah, Sid. Who
the
else?
green car from Cars.
Chick Hicks. Oh god, what else?
That dude from Up.
Yes. God, what's his name? Charles Minus. Over all these villains, they have a freaking bear as a villain.
That redhead dude from The Incredibles.
Yeah, I just said Syndrome.
I don't remember his name. It's been a long time since I've seen.
But yeah, they made a bear a freaking villain, and I do not get it. Brave was just a cliche Pixar film that has some of the most boring mother and daughter chemistry I've seen.
But would you rather watch that over Cars 2?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cars 2 was bad to begin with.
At least you would.
But Brave is just overrated as hell. I really like the first act of the film, like I said, but the second act ruined the film for me. That's why Brave is on my number 5. So, number 4. Take it away.
Let's have a look.
God.
Okay, so my number 4 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Man, his list gets much more hated from me, and probably from you guys. Okay, go.
I find
Explain.
this movie dull as douche water. Kinda like Skyfall, but I'd rather watch Skyfall over this one.
Oh my
And because
God.
it came out in 2014, and I was not a fan of that year. That year was one of the worst times of my life.
My God. Can't believe you don't like that movie.
It's just such a struggle to watch it.
It's my favorite solo MCU.
I'd rather watch the first Avenger.
Well, the first
I
Avenger
find that
is-
one more interesting.
It is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
This
the
one
first
I just
Avenger.
thought, just whatever.
I'm really curious to
That's
see.
all I'm gonna say. I don't care.
I just want to know what his number 1 is.
You'll find
After
out.
this.
Yeah,
I bet you it's going to be the worst out of them all, I can tell. Alright.
Yeah, well, I don't like it.
Well, my number 4 is one of the biggest films in the franchise that a lot of people like. I find this film also pretty overrated as hell. It's from a very big franchise that I love. And the more I watch it, the more I find it a bit overrated. And that is Rogue One: A Star Wars Story.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Now,
I slept through that.
Now, at first I did like this movie. I did like the movie at first because, you know, it's a Star Wars movie. But the more times I watched Rogue One, I keep thinking to myself, do I even remember the characters?
Was there any good Disney Star Wars films?
Well, The Force Awakens was pretty good. And then
I was thinking of putting that on my list.
Oh my god, everyone will hate you. Actually, maybe they'll be fine with it because everyone's all controversial.
I just am not a fan of that trilogy. I'd rather watch the prequels.
Honestly, after Rogue One, I'd rather watch The Last Jedi. At least The Last Jedi had good bits in it.
Yeah,
Rogue One, I find it pretty dull. The more times I watched it, kind of boring. And it was disappointing because it's all about the people trying to kill the planes on Death Star. That's what we wanted to see. And they just made it boring as shit. Good thing about it, this has some of the best Darth Vader scenes. That whole ending hallway scene, that was badass. That was the best Darth Vader scene we've ever seen. That's the only thing I loved in this movie.
And it had some really cool de-aging with like Carrie Fisher and Peter Cushing.
Yeah, it was really well done.
When I first saw that, I was like, wow.
But yeah, but that's it. The rest of the movie, just boring. The characters are forgettable.
Oh, so boring.
The action
if you don't watch,
wasn't
skip to the end, just for the Darth Vader scene.
Yeah, just go to the Darth Vader scene. That's what I will watch if I watch Rogue One over again. Yeah. Just watch that Darth Vader scene.
I might just go to the original trilogy and that's it.
Yeah. So,
the others.
Yeah.
Maybe the prequels, because I don't mind them.
So yeah, Rogue One. The movie was overrated as hell. That's my number 4. Okay. I'm scared now for Ethan's list because his list just gets much more interesting. So Ethan, what's your number 3?
Okay, let's have a look. Alright, my number 3...
Please not be as worse as Captain America and Winter Soldier. Come on.
Alright, this is technically cheating, but it's the John Wick trilogy.
Fuck you, Ethan! I'm out of here. Go. Explain
the reason why I don't like the John Wick films is because I feel like it's just like gunfights that look like dance numbers.
What the fuck?
I don't like that, and it's just like John Wick having a sulk about his dog that got killed. Fair enough. That's sad. But then it's just like gunfight after gunfight after gunfight after gunfight. And I think that's really repetitive. The first movie, I just thought, The second movie I thought dull, very dull. Maybe it looks really good. Third movie, I think that's probably the one I prefer by default. But that's not saying much. I don't get into these. I can't get into these films. I might watch the fourth one. I might. Because wasn't that supposed to be a double feature with Matrix 4? Wasn't that supposed to be? Well, that's what I heard.
I don't want to talk to you.
I think I'd rather watch Matrix. I prefer the Matrix.
Man, I knew his list was going to get more interesting. Okay.
Other Keanu Reeves films I'd rather watch.
Oh, God.
I'd rather watch Speed.
Well, I would agree that The Matrix is
love
better than
Speed,
John Wick.
love Point Break, Bill and Ted, River's Edge. I love all those. I like those ones.
So you prefer 47 Ronin over John Wick?
I haven't seen it.
Anyway, my number 3.
Isn't that shit?
It is shit, but I thought you've seen it because you like Keanu Reeves.
No.
Or Knock Knock.
What?
Okay.
No.
Never mind. My number 3. This is an A24 film. This is a film that came out a couple years ago, and I gave this a rewatch recently because I did like the last film, even though it's on my honorable mentions. I don't think it's one of the best horror films of the last decade, but I still liked it. This film, I find it even worse, and I find this film one of the most boring horror films I've ever seen in the last decade, and that is Midsommar.
Haven't seen it.
God damn it, I thought you were going to be mid! Okay. Midsommar. There's not a single movie that you'd be like, oh my god, why did you pick that movie?
No. None of your films have, I've never felt that for any of your films yet. I don't know what your top 2 are.
You really do?
I don't know, I haven't
seen I thought you do. Sorry.
I said I don't know.
I thought you do. I'm just like, oh shit.
No.
Alright.
That's cheating.
Okay, good. Midsommar, I find this boring as shit.
Looks boring.
It's 2 hours and 30 minutes of landscapes, of Florence Pugh crying most of the movie. Boo-hoo. I just find the horror aspects of the film just really dull and disturbing, but dull. Like, it didn't caught my interest. Ari Aster, I don't hate this director. I think he does a great job at cinematography. Like this film, he does a great job at cinematography. I just don't think Ari Aster is my type of horror director, in my opinion. Even though I did like Hereditary now, I don't like Midsommar. I find the film just boring, nothing happens. I was literally trying to watch it again, I was trying not to fall asleep, and I did. It was just terrible, it was a mess. I'm sorry for people who like Midsommar. I'm not a fan of Midsommar. God, Ethan.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm not kidding. This is one of the most intense top 10s we've ever done.
Oh, calm down. It's not that intense.
Okay. I wish Justin was here, actually. He would be, like, losing his shit a couple of picks.
No, that would be fun.
Definitely Halloween would lose
so
it.
Fun.
Alright, let's get over with. Ethan, what is your number 2?
Oh, let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
You ready?
No.
Alright. My number 2 is Holes, the Disney film.
Oh, thank Christ! I don't like that movie either.
Oh,
thank God!
Reason why I don't like it is because I had to study that film back in year 7, and I've always, every time I try to watch it, I always think of year 7, which is, I find that very discomforting, and I was never a big fan of this film because I watched it back in 2014, as 2014 was just not a good year for me, and it's left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I didn't like the film either. That's what I agree with. Finally, I agree with something.
It's a school movie. Just, nah.
Yeah, I remember watching it at school and I was like, people love this movie? I don't get it. I didn't put it on my list though because I wouldn't... Yeah. It'll probably be way further in my honorable mentions, but... Yeah. My number 2. I want you to guess this one. I'll give you a clue, okay?
Okay.
Stranger Things.
What?
The clue is Stranger Things.
Stranger Things?
It's in season 3. Everyone will know.
You
watch Stranger Things?
Yes, I have. What, the shopping centre?
No, there's a song in Stranger Things.
There's many songs in Stranger Things. Is this a never-ending story?
Yes.
Oh.
My number 2 is The Never-Ending Story.
I actually don't mind that film.
I find it just... Oh, God. I find it so boring as a kid.
As a kid, I didn't care about it, but
I remember
watched it not long ago. I liked it.
I remember my dad loved this movie as a kid, and my dad showed me the film, and I literally just found it so boring. And then now that I watched it, I find it also pretty boring. It is a kid's film that's a classic that a lot of people say. I honestly did not get it. It's a film where basically it doesn't know who the main character is. It's either the main kid or it's that Archer kid. It kind of balances between them. And I thought as a kid, the story of the movie is the kid that actually got zapped in the book, the whole movie. It would have been much more interesting, but no, the kid reads the book and he causes all these events. And I find that boring as a kid. Yeah, the Swamp of Sadness scene was pretty heartbreaking. That's the only scene I'm like, okay, that was actually pretty hard to watch. But the rest of the movie has really terrible... It really didn't hold up, in my opinion. I definitely would like to see a reboot of it. And probably make the story a bit more better. Yeah, just not too much to say about Neverending Story that I said already. It's kind of boring, in my opinion. I
don't mind it.
The only thing I like about it is the song. Obviously, the song is a classic.
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
I don't like that. I think that moment where they sung that song in the Stranger Things, I thought that was just.
It made me
a
like
mood killer.
It made me like the song even more.
Ah.
So yeah, Neverending Story is my number 2. All right, the thing we've all been waiting for. It's time to talk about our number 1. I don't even need my phone anymore. I know what my number 1 is. Should I start first this time? To save your one, because I got a feeling your one's gonna be bigger. I got a feeling.
If you want to go first, go for it.
All right.
I don't care.
We'll go for me first.
Okay.
Because I think Ethan's got a bigger one than mine. I can tell.
Yep.
My number 1 is a family film. And it's a remake. It's a remake to an old classic that I freaking love as a kid. This movie got an 8% Rotten Tomatoes. This movie was loved by critics. And I honestly don't get it. My number 1 goes to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, the original's better.
The original is way fucking better than this piece of shit. Now, first of all,
I wouldn't go that far.
I love the original. The original's a classic.
Yeah.
This movie was terrible. Honestly, Tim Burton, I'm not a huge fan of Tim Burton.
Lollipops.
Yes, Christopher Lee. Lollipops.
Lollipops.
Isn't that a meme?
I think it did become a meme one time. I
think we should watch this movie now just to watch that scene. Lollipops. Yeah.
Lolly.
It was the best part of the movie, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the characters in the movie are all bland as shit. Johnny Depp, honestly, was terrible.
The songs were shit. They weren't like oompa loompa doopa. There was none of that.
But you know the thing about it is that the songs in this movie are actually based on the book. The songs of this movie are actually in the book.
Oh, but I'd rather listen to oompa.
Yeah, of course. Everything is like not as good as the original in this movie. Like I said before, Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka was terrible. He literally doesn't act like he gives a shit. Like, I remember when I rewatched this movie, there was a scene where Gus is like, do you want to know our names? And he's like, can't imagine that wouldn't matter. And I'm like, you're going to give a kid your factory, you got to know their names. Like, at least the Gene Wilder version gets
maybe he was
introduced.
testing them, I don't know.
I don't know, but Willy Wonka didn't do that in the original. He's just like, oh, nice to meet you, kid. Nice to meet you, kid.
Yeah,
Augustus,
Wilder.
Veruca. You know, Gene Wilder was much better than Johnny Depp.
Good old Gene.
No, but another big problem with this movie, the kid actors are terrible. Freddie Highmore as Charlie was bland as shit in this movie, honestly. He has no emotion in this movie whatsoever. There's, like, no emotion with his kid. At least the original Charlie has emotion because he felt like a real kid. He's happy, he gets sad at parts, he gets angry at parts. He felt like a kid. Freddie Highmore as Charlie literally has one emotion in this movie. And, like, even the rest of the kids, they're all not that good in the film.
Also, there's really no from memory, there was really no songs when they were outside the factory. Before they got into the factory, there was no real songs, was there?
Yeah, the first movie's a complete musical. This one's
not really.
It's only the Oompa Loompa songs that's the musical moment.
Yeah. The first one's a musical.
Farouk Assault. Daddy, I want a squirrel. That's literally how she acts in the film. No.
Yeah, actually, I think I respect your opinion on this one. I think
we should watch this film.
I think I'd rather go for the first one.
Oh, the original's way better. Yeah. The Oompa Loompas, they look terrible.
Why am I thinking of the Candyman?
It's literally
Deep. I love the Candyman.
The Oompa Loompas are literally just clones of Deep Roy. Like, at least in the original, they have different people playing the Oompa Loompas, but no. They got the exact same actor.
Because I've got the Candyman stuck in my head now.
Who can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with two.
Yeah. That guy is stuck in my head.
The guy. The candy guy.
The Candyman.
The Candyman can. Anyway, Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Let kids into his store. Far out.
The only good thing about this movie was the sets. Like, you know, the chocolate room actually looks really good. Like, it definitely is...
The reference to 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Yeah, with the television room.
Mm.
Yeah, like, the rooms look cool. Like the chocolate room, like, at least the river looks like chocolate. Not in the original, it looks just like water with brown, like, coloring in it. Like, it looks like chocolate. Like, that's what Tim Burton's great at.
Which one would you rather swim around in?
Oof. Definitely. You know what? The Tim Burton one. At least it will taste like chocolate.
Nah, I'd rather...
Not like water covered with cream and food coloring. That's actually a true story.
I still would rather go to the original one.
No, I would definitely go to the original because of Gene Wilder. But I would swim in the Tim Burton chocolate river. Anyway, I don't want to get stuck in a hype.
The Oompa Loompas look better.
Anyway, I'm dragging on. Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I really hate this movie. I don't understand why people like the film. F off Tim Burton. The film really sucked.
Tim Burton's
Willy Wonka, the amazing chocolate chip. Oh, hee! Fuck you. Alright.
Okay.
We all saved the best to last. Oh my god, I'm so nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I'm nervous. What is your number one, Ethan?
Alright, let's have a look.
So far, you made me mad.
Alright,
let's go.
Okay, so my number one, I watched this not that long ago, and I thought this film was just really bland, boring, soulless, and that is The Dark Knight Rises. I was gonna put The Dark Knight on it.
No, don't say that.
But
you could have just stick with The Dark Knight Rises.
But I would rather watch The Dark Knight over The Dark Knight Rises.
We have a friend named Declan that loves Christopher Nolan films.
But I find this film... I think The Dark Knight Rises is the worst Batman film ever. I think it's the worst.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would rather watch Batman and Robin. And I'd rather watch it over The Dark Knight. I mean, yeah... Heath Ledger, yeah, sure. That's what they say. Like The Dark Knight is good just because of Heath Ledger. I mean, yeah, sure, he's all right, but I'd rather go for Joaquin Phoenix. I prefer Joaquin Phoenix. But anyway, I'm getting a bit off track. I'm supposed to be talking about The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. Say what you need to say.
I was tempted to put The Dark Knight on this.
I would have been worse. I would have been acting worse if you did.
I probably should have. I kind of regret that now.
No, don't you dare.
No, I don't care. The Dark Knight Rises is just too... Not because it's too long, but it was just boring. And I think it's just... what's there hasn't been said about it? Really just... Yeah, well, for lack of better words, bland, boring, yeah, sure. But...
What about the underground fight scene?
Who cares? What's so amazing about that? And I think Anne Hathaway's Catwoman is just... I'd rather go for Michelle Pfeiffer now. She's Catwoman. Anne Hathaway's Catwoman was just...
I think a lot of people would agree with that. But I like Anne Hathaway, honestly.
Bane was okay, I guess. But,
hopefully you break your back after this pick.
I really want to watch I'd rather watch Batman and Robin.
You prefer Batman and Robin over The Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah, and The Dark Knight.
What about Batman Begins? Do you like Batman Begins?
I can tolerate it, but
okay,
I like.
At least you like Batman Begins.
But when it gets to the end, I get a bit.
Can't believe you hate The Dark Knight too.
I used to like those films. I used to like The Dark Knight. I used to, but not anymore. I think that movie's actually really overrated, and I think The Dark Knight Rises is just worse.
You know what? I'm so glad we did this list because this is actually the most entertaining.
Now I feel like I should have talked about The Dark Knight.
You're lucky.
I don't care about Heath Ledger. I don't care.
That's disrespectful.
Just because it had Heath Ledger's in it doesn't mean it's, to me, I don't think it's, just because he was in it and his performance does not mean it's the best, one of the best films of all time. Come on. Joaquin Phoenix, man. And Jack Nicholson. Come on.
I would like.
Phoenix.
I think Heath Ledger.
I'd rather go for Joaquin Phoenix.
I think Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix is a tie for me.
Joaquin Phoenix is an absolute psychopath.
Yeah, he was good.
I mean, this guy was alright, but.
Oh God, I fucking love Heath Ledger.
But like every time people say like, "Oh, The Dark Knight, oh, it's the best," they say like, "All right, what's so good about it?" The first thing people say is Heath Ledger. Like,
because he is great.
But what else?
His role in this movie has motivations. We get what is going on.
Yeah, but what else?
What do you mean, what else?
Just Heath Ledger, that's it.
No, because his character as a Joker, we get him the whole way through. We get his motivations. He's not really the bad guy in the film. Most of his motivations...
I don't understand his motivation.
I get it.
I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't.
Ethan, I respect your opinion completely.
Okay.
I'm okay with this. Dark Knight Rises, I would have accepted it. Until you bring up The Dark Knight, I'm even more mad. So...
Dark Knight is
I will give this
boring.
list... I'll give this list credit. This is better than the last list we did. It actually makes it much more interesting. So, guys, that is our top 10 movies that we basically didn't like, that everyone else likes. Of course, I want to thank Ethan for joining me once again for this list. It's definitely a pretty fun list, I'm not gonna lie. Ethan has a lot of big movies that a lot of people love. Me, like, mostly people love, that I'm not a fan of. So, these are our opinions, guys. If you guys love these movies, I am so happy you love these movies. We are so happy that you love these movies. So, let us know down below, what are your picks of the movies that you like, that you didn't like, that everyone else loves. Let us know down in the comments below.
And vice versa.
Yeah, and vice versa, exactly. Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. Keep contact with me. And make sure you guys subscribe and channel notified for my latest movie reviews. And Ethan, you ready to do this?
Oh, yeah, it was the Have a Nice Day, yeah.
Yep, let's do it. This is what you get when you hate The Dark Knight Rises. Okay, properly. Ready?
I already did.
Have a nice day.